And here we go. We are watching 2025's Summer Game Fest. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I was at work and didn't get a chance to watch it live, so this is live reactions. We're probably gonna. I'm hoping we'll sit through the whole thing. We'll probably skip through some stuff. If that makes anyone mad, I'm sorry, but yeah. As I said just a little bit ago, I am doing this live, and I'll post it on the Innerd podcast, but it'll probably just be YouTube, just for the sake of it probably not being great to listen to exclusively. So it'll be an Innerd YouTube exclusive after we're done streaming. So, yeah, here we go.
Please welcome to the stage the creator of the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley.
I love the energy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Summer Game Fest, a showcase to celebrate what's new and next in video games. Now, every year, we have the distinct honor of coming together to spotlight the boundless creativity that defines our industry. Thank you all for joining us and giving us your time. And special thanks to Dante. I was reading my feed this morning and saw that he canceled a date, and he hopes I don't disappoint him. Dante, we're going to do our best to make it worth your while. We have a really fun show ahead. Over the next 2 hours, we're going to give you a whirlwind tour of dozens of games from studios big and small. From Lego bricks to puppets, zombies to Marvel heroes, this show has a little bit of everything, including, yes, some brand new game announcements. Gotta have some of those. Now, before we dive into the excitement, let's take a moment to recognize just how dynamic our industry has become. Here's a look at the top 10 selling new games on Steam so far in 2025 by units, according to Game Discover Co. Lots of great games. Now, the list includes beloved franchises, but sitting proudly at number one with over 13 million units sold since February is Repo, a groundbreaking indie game crafted by a passionate team of just 10 people at SemiWork in Uppsala, Sweden. And closely trailing it is Schedule 1 from TVGS, a solo developer in Australia. It's inspiring that these indie creations stand side by side with heavyweights like Monster Hunter Wilds and the Oblivion remake. Absolutely. Now let's also applaud Claire Obscure from Sandfall. Okay. They might get some nominations at the end of the year. We're not there yet, but it is a monumental achievement, earning the highest user Metacritic score ever recorded for a game, all from a team of under 30 developers who bravely stepped away from big publishers to forge their own path. One thing is clear. With digital distribution and engines like Unreal, today's most innovative projects increasingly emerge from outside the traditional publisher system. And that's something to celebrate. But with more than 18,000 games released on Steam just last year, more than double from 2020, the challenge now is discovery. And that's precisely why events like Summer Game Fest, our partner showcases happening all weekend long, and initiatives like the Steam Next Fest are so essential. These events help remarkable games, big and small, find their audiences. And hopefully, if you're watching this show, you'll discover your next favorite game. So,
All right, everyone, we're pausing really quick. I need to make sure we can hear everything okay. Because you guys aren't saying nothing. Fucking rude. It's also like. Oh, yeah. You can hear everything? Yeah. Me and the thing? Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
in that spirit.
We're at 5750. So that's what you need.
Hear it? Let's kick things off with a game from an independent studio who is thinking very big. In 2017, 4 developers broke away from AAA publishers to chart their own course. Today, they're a thriving independent studio of 30 creators. And what you're about to see is a powerful testament to what passion, freedom, and a small, dedicated team can achieve. Let's take a look at our first new game announcement.
You think you're the Harbinger. You might be.
They never get out of your nature. You're a weapon, child.
They'll worship you until you fail. Then what?
You're no god. But neither are they.
You have no idea. Whatever. Beta sign up.
All right, didn't that look great? Well, we got lots more to come. But right now, the end, the Nexus War, Galactus Fight, or even live at Risky Reels. Over the years, Fortnite has innovated with mass-scale live in-game events. And tomorrow, Fortnite is set to do it again across console, PC, and phones. The Death Star's super laser is charged and ready to decimate the Battle Royale island. But there's still hope.
honestly couldn't
You and
do
your
it,
friends can join the fight. Here's the first exclusive look at what you'll be part of tomorrow in the brand new live event, Death Star Sabotage.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Hit him with everything you've got.
Think I saw Jonesy. All right. Right now, it is an honor to welcome to Summer Game Fest a legendary game creator who is set to release his latest project in just a few short weeks. With each of his games, he pushes the gaming medium in bold new directions, and we are honored to have him with us for the first time at Summer Game Fest in person. Please, everyone, join me in welcoming the great Mr. Hideo Kojima. Aki, great to see you. Mr. Kojima, here we are. The world tour begins at Summer Game Fest. It's great to have you here. We are so excited for DS2. So let me ask you, Mr. Kojima, you've worked for many years on this project. What do you hope players take away from DS2 when they play it later this month?
DS1 が出た後にコロナになったの
Well,
で、
we hit the pandemic after
まあ
we released
僕ら皆
DS1.
さん、まあ、コロナを体験したと思うので、
Everyone experienced
コ
the
ロナを体
pandemic.
験した中での
So,
新しいつながりというか、
I wanted to
それをも
show
う一度ゲー
something
ムをプレイし
new
ながら、
connection
まあ、考えていただきたいと
after
思い
we
ます。
faced the pandemic. So I want everyone you to think about that when you play this game.
Okay, well, talking about playing the game, it's coming out later this month, but right now I know you prepared a special exclusive clip for SGF. Let's take a look at this.
はい
Neil? His name, right?
Welcome. Have a seat. Over here, please. No smoking, please. So you are Neil Varner.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? For a living?
I'm a porter.
So thank you. We're good for the day.
Okay. Thanks.
Neil,
You left me off for a second. Was there a jump? Yeah, it was there. Oh.
What?
Okay.
so you made it then.
Sorry.
You really don't remember me.
The girl. You're alive. Stop! 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 Stop!
So much mystery. Well, that was a clip from the game, a cutscene. We saw a first glimpse of Neil and Lucy, and we met them in the trailer back at South by Southwest, but we got a little bit more of them here. Tell us a little bit more about this clip and the characters of Neil and Lucy.
DS2 で非常に重要なキ
In
ャラクターです。
It's a very important character,
ニールとルーシー。
Neil and
で、
Lucy.
まあちょっと詳しくは言えませんけど。
I can't really say because there'll be spoilers,
手にカニ座の刻印が
you
2人あ
saw the cancer mark on both of their
すごい
hands
深いつながりがあって、
So they have
これが
this
物語に
deep
大き
connection
く関わってきます。
and
で
reveals
前回
throughout the
クリ
story.
フっていう人気キャラクターがい
And
ま
last
したけ
time
ど、
on
マツさんがや
DS1,
って
we have Cliff,
で
who was
物
played
語
by
的には
Mats.
彼はもういなくな
And
った
of
の
course,
で、
by story,
まあ 2では出
he
せ
will
ない。
not be in
で今回
DS2.
ニールっていうのが
But
マ
this
ツさんの
time,
代わりというか、そ
Neil
の
will
同
be
じような
like
役割を担って
playing like the role that
登場
Mats
します。
did for DS2
で
this
まあ、クリ
time.
フすごい人気あったので、
And Cliff was a very
まあ
popular
クリフを超えるようなキャラク
But
タ
I
ーを作ろ
think
うとして、まあ、ルカさん
we
にお
have
願
to
い
kind
し
of
て
like top that
結構いいキャラ
character.
クター
So
になった
Luca
と
Marinetti was a great
非
actor,
常に
and I
心に
think
残る演技もして
it
い
was
ただ
great.
いて
He did a great performance, so I think you'll like this new character,
も
Neil,
う
too.
20日後にゲーム出るんで、
Well, the game's going to be out in 20 days, so I'm not going to give any spoilers, That's
I know.
what I brought today.
But there is more to share, and you won't have to wait very long to learn more about the game. Actually, this Sunday, as part of Summer Game Fest, you tune into the DS2 live game premiere, where Hideo will be joined by many members of the cast. He'll be sharing a new demo of the game, live gameplay demo, alongside Elle Fanning and Troy Baker, and I'll be there hosting it. And let's just say this is not the last that you've seen of Neil this weekend, and we'll leave it at that.
I agree.
ニールのゲームプレイシーンっていうのを
Yes,
出し
I'll
ます
show you
ので
the gameplay scene of
見に
Neil.
来てください。
So hope you enjoy. Will join us Sunday too.
Excellent. All right, thank you so much. Hideo Kojima, everyone. Great to see you, Mr. Kojima. Thank you. All right, and now I'd like to introduce my co-host for Summer Game Fest. She's along for the party, a veteran games journalist on GameSpot and the co-host of the Friends Per Second podcast. Please join me in welcoming the incredible Lucy James.
Thanks, Jeff, and hello, Summer Game Fest. I am so excited to be here this year. Thank you for having me. Now, we are honored to reveal an exciting new project from Raw Power Games, a new team headquartered in Copenhagen, Denmark. Here, you can engage in intense combat, fight for land, glory, and legacy, and lead massive armies into epic-scale battles, as narrated by actor Tom Hardy.
Thou shalt not kill. So the priests tell us. So the Lord commands. But ambitious men do not listen. I sought no war. But war found me. I became like them. I took up the sword, prayed I could win redemption through my deeds. But some paths, once taken, have only one ending. I shall find no peace. On this road, there is only death. But that's just my story. Go write your own.
That was a very cool new project in a brutal European medieval world. Now it's time to hang on to the edge of tomorrow. Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a thrilling new entry in the legacy of racing action games within the Sonic franchise. Crossworlds brings other worlds and familiar faces to Sonic Racing, including surprise guest characters being revealed here at SGF for the first time. Coming in September, but that is not all. We'd like to introduce the man behind the creation of everyone's favorite blue hedgehog, Takashi Iizuka.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm honored to be here to talk about our latest Sonic Racing game. Sonic Racing Crossworld is the next generation of the Sonic Racing series, developed by Sonic Team and the Sega Arcade Racing Team. You can feel brand new experience from the new future travel ring, which you can warp in the race. Also, unlike another kart racing game, this game will have online cross-platform matchmaking. So you can race against all of your friends across all of the
I
platforms.
know that's like an exciting.
Lastly, I have one more thing I'd like to show everyone here today. Take a look inside of the travel ring.
Titles at the least.
Minecraft and Sonic. I guess you could say, you gotta go craft. Well, I gotta laugh. That's all I want. That's all I want. Next, we're excited to reveal a brand new action RPG from Bandai Namco Studios. Embark on a journey across a dark fantasy world and uncover a vast story that eclipses time.
I just gotta say really quick, YouTube and Twitch both look like they're super behind, so if you're responding late to you, I'm sorry. Twitch is going a little faster, but
Time.
so my bad if I don't respond.
For some,
I'm also trying to pay
it
attention.
heals. For others,
Is this the
it wounds. And for our world, it promises only oblivion. Our hopes lost long ago.
Are we sure?
But you,
Twitch exclusive also, so it might have
you have the power to change all of this. If time were a weapon to wield, could you undo the sins of ruin? In this time, or maybe the next, you'll find how to save us all.
Code Vein 2. Yeah, they look really sick. Nightmares had a baby. Or like Signalis.
That was a very moody, cool new game. That was End of Abyss, the debut title from Malmo, Sweden-based Section 9 Interactive, an atmospheric action-adventure game coming in 2026 to the Epic Games Store and consoles. Next, we'll step into the black and white world of rubber hose animation with Mouse PI for Hire, developed by first-time developer Fumi Games and published by PlaySide, releasing later this year. Here's a quick new look at the game and the reveal of a familiar voice.
There's something rotten at the heart of Mouseburg.
Crooks beware. Detective Pepper's in the house.
There are those who would bend the city to their will.
Dumb wise guys and fake cheese wheels.
And those who do anything to save it.
They won't even know what hit them. Oh boy. Here we go.
Another role for Troy Baker. All right, that's not all from PlaySide. Now comes the announcement of another ambitious project from this independent Australian developer. We've been talking to them for a while about this project, which builds on their recent launches of Kill Knight and Age of Darkness. But this takes things to a whole new level. It's a premium real-time strategy game built for PC based on one of the most iconic fantasy franchises in the world. Any guesses? Let's take a look.
Jenny, give me time to go. What the hell,
You may think you know how the game is played. But this is not the game you know. This is your legacy. You decide who wins and who dies. Thrones. War for Westeros.
Maybe it's for like those people that were so freaking pissed off. It's like, well, fine. End it the way you want.
All right, now it is time for the global reveal of an FPS action-adventure RPG.
The great Silkovsky once said, one could count 1,000,000 billion suns in the known universe. So why do we deny other intelligent beings? It is said, if they were out there, they would have visited Earth. My answer is, maybe they will visit us. But time has not come yet for this. The dawn of a new era. The era of atomic heart. 2.
Shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. Passing by like laying a diver. Go, there's no stopping me. I'm having such a good time.
That's the guy from the first game.
So we're a new character? God, the memes that are gonna happen.
Oh, yep. We're already there. Oh.
We've got seeing a lot more faces this time around.
Seeing a lot more effort.
Holy crap. Is it like open world? Is that why
I think, yeah, because I think he said something about RPG before the trailer started.
Maybe that's why the character's masked. Maybe you can customize them.
Maybe. I don't know. Would this game be better as an RPG? I'm sorry, the first one was kind of disappointing to me.
PC and consoles. Okay.
That's right. Atomic Heart 2 is in active development at Munfish on Unreal Engine 5, a spiritual successor to the first game with a retro-futuristic world on a global scale, and this time there's a greater emphasis on RPG elements and player freedom. But that, believe it or not, is not all from Munfish today.
2 games?
Is it recording?
Yeah, it is.
It's in the sky, a giant cube. I can still barely believe it myself. When it showed up, I was in the lab. I didn't even see it. You know? I felt that same fear, though. A terrible sense of my own powerlessness. How did the whole of humanity miss it? And did we actually miss it? What if the cube didn't appear, but revealed itself? What if it was always there, and we've only just started to see it?
Cute little guy. The Cube is yet another new project from Munfish, an MMORPG shooter set in the Atomic Universe on a massive levitating cube you can see there, where the edges are constantly rotating to create unique gameplay combinations that are ever evolving. All right, let's jump into the Marvel Cosmic Invasion universe. The new retro beat-em-up coming to PC and consoles this holiday with multiplayer fun for up to 4 players. You can pick between 15 Marvel characters to play, but so far, only 7 have been revealed. Well, now it's time to meet the next 2.
This isn't hell or my world. What is this place? Also, you don't have a chance.
Musashi. But there's only room for one at the top. And it won't be a coward who runs from jewels. Words never did work between us, did they?
Sasaki Ganyu.
That was a new look at Onimusha Way of the Sword, which we announced back in December at the TGAs. It is coming in 2026 and will be playable this summer at Gamescom. Now let's completely switch gears. You guys all know I love my puppets, and this next project is one I've been tracking for a few years, as a team at Sans String Studios is using Unreal Engine 5 to create an insane digital puppeteering pipeline. It's actually a thing. What you're about to see is running completely in real time in Unreal, and I cannot wait to play it. Here is an unexpected new game announcement that combines comedic storytelling and arcade fighting action. Check this out.
Fuzzy, the tournament of a million punches, you'll get yourself killed!
All right, you little sack of fuzzy shit. Show me what you got. What? If you're gonna be champ, we gotta transform. Why are you even here? Don't waste my time.
Save us, Fuzzy, or we'll die!
Attaboy. Attaboy. Eat bread, crap, burnt toast, carb load. This meat ain't gonna beat itself. I've been taking dumps in there all day. Jab.
Super fun. Got to wish list that, right? All right, well, next it's time to see the announcement of a brand new game, In Deception We Trust.
Deception we trust.
An ancient white castle deep in the mountains, lost to time and legend. Only the chosen find their way here. Gathered from every corner of the earth, divided yet bound. Wolves and lambs. Engaged in a perilous dance of wits, a game where truth is but a shadow. Enough theatrics, I'll get to the point. Killer Inn is a murder mystery action game. The killers lurk elusively in plain sight. Kill someone and a clue will remain. Hair, fingerprints, blood, clothes. The lambs scramble to find clues, one step closer to unmasking the culprits. Who is guilty will eventually come to light. Wolves win by killing every lamb. Lambs win by booting out every wolf. Such simple rules. But there's so much more to this game of murderous mystery. Complete quests to level up. Buy items with the gold you earn. Loot chests for weapons and armor. Steal items, blow up opponents, poison others, place traps. Discover one of your own is a wolf. Is killing not to your taste? Then you'd better escape the castle. Now the paths to victory are clear. You would do well to remember, deceit and deduction are your strongest weapons in this game of life or death. Your invitation awaits.
That was Killer Inn, a 24-player multiplayer game from Square Enix where you compete in a game of life or death using social deduction skills to win. All right, it's hard to believe this next game was first announced at TGA in 2021. And though it's been a while, their recent tech tests prove that some things are definitely worth the wait. I'm, of course, talking about Arc Raiders. This is one of the most anticipated games of the year, and we're excited to share a new trailer which will tell you more about the mysteries surrounding the world of Speranza and the long-awaited launch date coming later this year. From Embark Studios, here's the world premiere of the release date trailer for Arc Raiders.
Because it's an extraction shooter. It does everything. It's just a new extraction shooter, but
Breathe. Let your body settle into a slower rhythm. Clear your mind of all distractions. You don't have to walk this path alone. Surround yourself with resourceful friends. Here, you are in control.
That's right, everyone. Arc Raiders is coming October 30th, 2025 for PC and console. Congrats to Embark Studios. All right, Dune fans, now you can finally step onto the world of Arrakis yourself. Dune Awakening combines the survival and MMO genres with a thrilling cinematic story. It arrives on PC in just a few days on June 10th, but you can play it right now in Steam Advanced Access. Here is a brand new look.
It's just been going in circles the whole time. Making me dizzy.
to ash, consumed by the void.
What the hell is this?
Try as I might to quell their advance. 'Twas all for naught.
This is that. Videos about like the original teasers.
Some say time stops for no one. Neither man nor God, living nor dead. Yet what then of those who deigned to turn back the hands of fate? To save what remains of our broken worlds, you need only take my hand. Return to the past, where your journey awaits.
It looks really different though.
Every hero's tale begins with a trial. But the true lead of the story has yet to emerge. Whatever's coming next will not be easy.
I will never forget my cause.
What is more compelling to you, sir?
Just as he once came to me, filling that dark tower with light.
What happened?
Where everything has been crafted by hand. It's called Out of Words, and I'm honored to show it to you today.
Don't you see? We can't.
Come on, follow me.
What a really unique and different game. This August signals the release of Mafia: The Old Country, the next entry in the acclaimed Mafia franchise from the team at Hangar 13. It's a gritty mob story set in the brutal underworld of 1900 Sicily. Here is the Summer Game Fest trailer.
Betrayal burns because it can only come from someone close. An enemy can't hurt you like a friend.
Who are you?
Sono Enzo. I work here.
My friends, my family, my beautiful daughter, Isabella.
Don Torrisi looks out for people around here. Sometimes the client is feeling less than cooperative and we need to,
Teach them a lesson.
remind them of their obligations.
This is between us and Spadaro. Where I come from, commitment means everything. If this is how he wants it, this is how it'll be.
The Dons noticed you, Enzo. This is an opportunity.
Do you wish to commit to this family?
Enzo! We can't let them get away!
When Isabella became involved, it became our business.
Vicky Puttana!
This family, loyalty is everything.
We do not always get to choose what we do.
We can choose who we are.
And who are you, Enzo?
And if you thought that guy was a stud, just wait till you see this next game.
So So this is
LEGO Voyagers captures the creative, hands-on spirit of classic LEGO play and will also support a Friends Pass, just like Split Fiction. Here's the first ever look.
This will go onto the Innerd podcast channel only on YouTube. It's not going to be on Spotify, obviously. So if you miss anything and you happen to want to watch it with us, that's what we're doing. Wow, a different Lego since the new generation. Remember old Lego games when they didn't talk? This was Voyagers.
Hello, Summer Game Fest! I'm Carolyn Lawrence, voice actor for a few familiar faces you might have grown up with on Nickelodeon. Some with squirrel suits, thank you. Some with science smarts, and some with serious attitude. Nickelodeon has always been about wild worlds and weirder characters. And while I'm mostly sworn to secrecy today, I am thrilled to have a hand in revealing something that brings a lot of those characters together like never before. I hope you enjoy the first look at Nicktoons and the Dice of Destiny. Yee-haw!
A great evil would emerge. However, a brave and wise and powerful and ridiculously handsome wizard would call upon his magic powers to summon the most ferocious, most awesome, most totally radical team of adventurers the land had ever seen. They alone would be able Imagination!
All the way.
Go big, go bad!
Hello.
It's been almost 2 years since players first stepped into the role of Geppetto's puppet to save the city of Krat from disease and puppet frenzy in Lies of P. Overture is a DLC expansion to Lies of P that transports players back in time with new characters, environments, and of course, imposing enemies and bosses. Here's the exclusive new look.
How do we sound, by the way? If anyone can hear. Working just fine. sounding now?
Yes, that's right. Overture is available today across all platforms to play, so enjoy it this weekend. All right, next up, the small video game publisher Serenity Forge, based in Boulder, Colorado, shared this game with me a few months back with a DM that said, Doki Doki Literature Club meets Silent Hill. That piqued my interest. I think you might get a kick out of this announcement, too.
I sit at the front of the dinner table where he used to be. My plates full.
Yeah, I thought I was messing.
Plates of food. Plates of tomatoes. Plates of egg. Plates of noodles. Plates of her legs. Beautiful. Broken. Plates of flowers. Plates and plates. The garden is lush and green in every place. Dinner's ready. There's a hunger that feeds and blooms, and I will feed, and I will bloom.
That was weird.
I wouldn't recommend eating those tomatoes. All right, NCSoft is expanding its Blade and Soul universe. Let's take a look at the rich lore and dynamic action in Blade and Soul Neo, just out on Steam, and Blade and Soul Heroes coming soon.
We are. Hello. It's just because of the mic. I can't talk over the action and stuff. Hello. It is. It's One Punch Man. I've been told that we can't be heard very well, so we'll probably just limit talking to like in between games and stuff that are shown. Or that.
is available today. This is a technological showcase set in the world of The Witcher 4.
Human Creator is now fully integrated into Unreal Engine.
You're seeing me live in real time.
Squid Game will be coming to UEFN.
It started with an epic mega grant, and it's now a serious contender for Game of the Year.
That Mongilsta Dive will be exclusively on the Epic Game Store.
We find a way.
Hello, can you guys hear me
We
okay?
altered the course of nature.
I think the game's just gonna be loud.
Unleashed genetic power across continents. Now it is up to us to nurture what we have set free, to find hope within this chaos. Well, to help life find a way.
Is there still an echo? Yeah, is it us or the game? Or just all of them?
Hi, I'm Celia from Yacht Club Games.
It was you, but just when you didn't have one.
10 years ago, we broke new ground with our first game, Shovel Knight. Today, I'm thrilled to share a world premiere look at our next IP, Mina the Hollower.
Audio.
Mina continues our traditions
As long as I don't
of
do that,
refining
shouldn't
retro gameplay for a new generation. It's a bone-chilling adventure that blends intense combat, free roaming exploration, and precise platforming. As Mina, a whip-wielding hollower, you'll burrow through danger and unravel the mysteries of a cursed island. A decade ago, we unearthed a groundbreaking legend. This year, we're bringing our next bona fide classic.
Okay, doing it again. Sorry. I'm muting myself or the thing for now because I'm gonna try to skip ahead here. I'm sorry.
All right, let's take a look.
Ooh, Red Band trailer. Hell yeah. Handcrafted with cuddles by the Merc with a MetaQuest. Kick back and bask in the glory of gaming's first quintuple A tropical farming sim experience. Oh, hi, new friend. Oh, yeah! Escape the turd burger of late-stage capitalism and enter a world of VR magic and wonder. You'll care for exotic pets, the elderly, and this fucking thing with hip-hop Satan. Oh, hi, don't worry, he's a fascist. He deserves this big time. This guy is a total dick. What the hell? Who designed this shit? I wiped my ass on this first. You're welcome. Who got the lobotomy with fries? All your dreams of being inside me come true in VR. Spider-Man gets Insomniac, and I get this shit? I'm craving Korean barbecue now. Is that weird? Whoa!
I think the voice actor is trying too hard to sound like Ryan Reynolds. They should have just gotten Nolan North again.
With Neil Patrick Harris as Deadpool. All right. Next year at
Last
last year
year
at Gamescom, we announced Dying Light the Beast, the culmination of a decade of Techland's experience building survival horror games. Kyle Crane is back as the player character in this title that blends open world and action survival horror. Let's take a look at the latest trailer with some big news, the release date.
What? What did he say? Oh my gosh, the guy who played Spider-Man in like the new animated series.
What can you tell me about the Baron?
He's a narcissistic sociopath. He's experimenting on humans like they're lab rats.
Oh, is this Dying Light? Yeah, it is.
God only knows what the Baron's planning to do with those
The
monsters.
new Dying Light game. It's like called The Beast or something like that. It's like you play the guy from the first game. Why did I think that game came out on? Is this different?
I don't care how high his walls are or how big his army is.
It sounds like
that fucker will pay for what he did to me. All the years he took from me, all the agony he put me through.
You want revenge?
Damn right I do!
What did it say? Oh yeah, the beast. Right.
Kyle, E&F is an old chemical factory south of the city. The Baron's men operate out of there.
Then I'll go there and fucking kill him.
There's the big news. Dying Light the Beast is coming on August 22nd, Gamescom week. All right. This next game draws inspiration from classic coming-of-age films to capture the highs and lows of adolescence, the bonds of friendship, and the nostalgia of growing up. Mixtape comes from Beethoven and Dinosaur, an Annapurna Interactive, and this is your exclusive new look at this game that plays like a love letter to teenage memories.
What are we doing?
Oh yeah, we showed this last year, didn't we?
Hanging out, getting buzzed. I've got to get out of this place.
At the end of an era, when everything's about to change, it's time to look back on your greatest hits.
Mom, who is it?
One moment. It's the pigs, darling.
Shit.
This year, experience a retrospective like no other. Beethoven and Dinosaur invites you to relive the teenage riot, to spend one last night together before school's out forever. And with a soundtrack this good, it's gonna be one hell of a night. And The Cure. I love The Cure. Experience it for yourself. Mixtape. Nothing
Well, I was gonna
but
post
the
this
hits.
on Innerd, but I don't know how difficult this is to this is gonna be difficult to
Trust
monetize.
you have seen it. A beautiful world where harmony reigns. Will you struggle until your last fleeting moment? Your destinies are sealed. There is no escaping them.
That is why we must end you. Right here and now.
On your guard.
This is gorgeous. Take this. And just getting started. Let's put it into action.
The surge of power. Savor each moment.
Now, get ready. Everyone, are you with me? We will live on in this world.
no matter what hardships await. We fight for a future filled with hope. Toa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree.
A beautiful game. That was the global announcement of Toa, a new roguelike from Bandai Namco and developer Brownies, a game drawing from classic Japanese art with a whimsical spin on Eastern mysticism. Next, we want to introduce you to a game made by a first-time solo developer in Bandung, Indonesia. With the help of 9 of his friends, he's built an intense action beat-em-up with brutal hand-to-hand combat set in his hometown. This is Acts of Blood.
Acts of... Oh, acts, like A-C-T.
They left me with nothing.
Right?
No justice, no peace, just names on the wall. The hunt isn't over. Not until I kill them all.
I thought... Yeah, acts. I thought you were saying acts like...
Amazing what these solo devs can do today.
Name.
Now it is time for the reveal of the next game from Montreal-based Tribute Games, the makers of TMNT Shredder's Revenge and Marvel Cosmic Invasion, which you saw a little bit earlier. If you're like me, you've been waiting for more than a decade for this reveal.
Universal. Taking over 3 rival. I was like, so far, I could not give a shit until I saw that. Got it.
Scott Pilgrim's back with his fist flying in a brand new brawling adventure in EX. You'll battle through space-time and the streets of my hometown of Toronto with Scott, Ramona,
I
and
just
5
thought
of
of something
their
in terms of
former rivals in
audio,
this online
so
four-player
I'm
co-op
gonna
adventure
see if
with
it
a story
works.
written by
If it
Scott
doesn't,
Pilgrim creator
then
Brian Lee O'Malley.
this is it
All
for
right,
now.
we're going to be right back. But first, we have a very special message from Maggie Robertson, TGA winner in 2021 for her performance in Resident Evil Village.
Hold on. Oh, I was like, how am I still hearing this? Input, boom. Hello, hello. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to try. Boom. Shit. Fine. Samson. Boom. We need output, and then we need... Where is it?
Works.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. Well, I just saw works.
Speakers.
Works.
We are trying to fix technical difficulties.
With more technical difficulties.
That didn't work. That did not work.
Well, something's working.
Boom. Input. We need... Where is it? I promise we will get this figured out. If you needed to pee, now is the time to do it. Works.
Go pee.
It works. Okay, well, yeah, that works.
I read that forever ago.
I know, but now I need to get... Okay, I'm going to play this and figure out which one. It's not giving me the same options as it was before. Output. Nope.
I can only hear you now.
Is that... Okay, how are we doing? I can only hear you now. How about now?
You didn't miss
it. Was First Descendant. We don't care.
Since the dawn of time, humankind has been obsessed with the hard.
And that's why. That's what my dad says.
Now, a glorious morning has dawned. On something
go.
That's simply harder.
Let me know if anything needs to change. Brandon, say something.
Your hard just got harder.
You guys hear Brandon? Balls. Y'all are a little quiet, but I think it's better than before. Fuck! Son of a bit. What if I just talk really loud and really close to the mic?
What are you doing here?
Wait, who's this?
Come with me.
At first I thought it was just broken synapses in my head. Keep your lens feed on.
What's low?
In years, I've been seeing things. Like a part of me that's been buried down deep feels like it's just knocking to get out.
That new Mind's Eye game that apparently did not do very well.
Charlie, maybe this is the real me.
Critics were invited to go watch
You were a good soldier.
Alright, almost skipping. Synced it up perfectly. I'm sorry. I synced it up perfectly.
I don't want any part
game looks kind of sick. I mean, we haven't. So this is made by some people who used to make games, but apparently when a bunch of reviewers and content creators were invited to go watch it, no one actually was allowed to play it, and the version that they were watching, they had to put a God mode mod onto it because of the balancing issues. The person.
Hi everyone, I'm Hakan Abrak, CEO of IO Interactive. We can't wait for you to discover Mindside when it launches on June the 10th from Builder Rocket Boy and IO partners. And yes, you may have noticed Agent 47 will be contracted for a very special assignment in Red Rock City. This week...
47 kick his ass. Did you see this? I did! First light, I'm so stoked. Do you recognize who plays
This
him?
week we finally revealed 007 First Light to the world, and your reactions were heartwarming.
He's the kid who
It's
plays
coming
the
in 2026. But we want to make the wait more exciting.
Which is weird.
We are bringing someone into Hitman, the World of Assassination, who is very dear to the Bond universe.
I don't know how I feel
Let's take a
about
look.
this, though. As a diehard James Bond fan, I don't know how I feel about this. It is definitely different. I just don't know
Your
if I
target is the elusive shadow banker, known only as Le Chiffre, a financial mastermind with suspected ties to the criminal underworld. He has arranged a high-stake poker game at the Casino Monarchique in Paris. Our clients have deemed this unacceptable.
I've invited these people for a reason. I know their weaknesses. Mr. Rengang, he's too impatient, and Miss Bai, well, she likes a drink. Don't know about the newcomer, Mr. Smith, though. He's the only wild card. Well, this is turning into an interesting evening.
Welcome to the VIP room here at the Casino Monarchique.
Reaper. Unusual name.
Names are for friends. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Le Chiffre?
There you have it. Hitman and 007 are coming together in a very unexpected way.
We know our players waited a long time for 007 First Light. It's just around the corner, coming out next year. However, Hitman is live right now.
Just around the corner.
So I thought,
it's like
why wait?
just barely summer.
And I asked a fellow Danish friend to join me here. As a matter of fact, he is here with us today.
That's right, everyone at Summer Game Fest, please welcome the great Mads Mikkelsen. Good to see you, Mads. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for coming to Summer Game Fest. Mads, you are Cliff, but you're also Agent 47's next target as Le Chiffre, the villain we know from Casino Royale.
Yep, that's it. And you know, this is, I've always had a deep love for this character. It's a role that means a lot to me because of a lot of reasons. So when Haggard gave me the chance to step into the shoots of Le Chiffre once again, I did not hesitate for 1 second.
No, I actually think.
But this time is a little different. He's more confident. He's dangerous. He's not just a brilliant mind hiding behind a desk. He's visceral, unpredictable, and ruthless. And let's just say this time he doesn't outsource the violence anymore.
So this mission is set in a casino in Paris. We want to make an homage to the movie Casino Royale while keeping surprises for our players. James Bond and Agent 47 have very different set of skills, and the mission will be handled in very different creative ways.
Yeah, he's not going to beat me in poker. He's going to figure something else out.
So I guess it is not just about the shot, it's about the bluffing around the table this time?
Yeah, sure, exactly. It's the Chiffre is always like 2 steps ahead of you. He reads you before you read him, so it's a little like bringing a chess player to a poker game.
We built the mission to allow several parts, unexpected characters, appearances, and even custom poker mechanics.
Wow, all right, well, when do we get to play this?
That's the best part. We wanted to surprise you, so the team is updating the game as we speak. Le Chiffre, Elusive Target mission starts today in a few hours. for only 30 days. And if you play it, you'll unlock a unique reward in 007 First Light.
Amazing. All right. Well, Hakan Mods, thanks for joining us for Summer Game Fest. Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks for having
you so
us.
much.
Thank
All
you.
right, great to see you. Great stuff. All right, now here's the announcement of a new party game coming later this year that will delight LEGO fans, made with over 1 million LEGO bricks, 300 minifigures, and over 700 trillion minifigure combinations.
It's hard to like keep.
It's Saturday night somewhere, so make some noise for LEGO Party!
Get ready!
For a nail-biting competition.
We're minifigures, Dad. We don't have nails. It's an action-packed contest to collect the most golden bricks.
But will you be helped by friendly krakens?
Or hindered by evil monsters.
Or lightly toasted by a flying lizard with wings?
That's a dragon, Ted. What about our amazing mini-games, Ted? We've got more of them than you can count.
More than 10?
It's actually more like 60.
Whoa, that's a lot!
With surprises around every corner, anything can happen.
Anything?
Anything.
Anything?
Yes, anything.
Okay, but certainly not a giant crab, a mythical king cobra, or Master Wu smashing a crate.
Those were literally just on screen, Ted.
Wow! We've got all that and more in LEGO Party! Whoa, that is looking mighty tasty.
Looks like it's made out of plastic.
All right, next, a new look at a new team shooter from Dreamhaven and Moonshot Games. 20 players across 5 ships venture into the most treacherous region of space, hoping to get their hands on the artifact. The game is called Wildgate, and the open beta starts next week during Steam Next Fest. And we're also very happy to announce the game will launch on July 24th for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. Let's see what it means to get into some serious
For anyone
space
who's
shenanigans.
curious, I might try to actually stream Xbox Showcase. It's so super hard.
Damn it! Danger. Reactor overload.
We're just gonna yell moving forward. I don't know what to do to fix that. Because I don't want the... Sorry, I'm trying to make sure which audio is which. The only other thing I can think to do is just lowering the showcase.
This feels bad. Now their ship is flying.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we just speak a little louder.
Is that the
Scream bloody murder into these mics. Blow them out a little bit. Make some ears bleed.
This'll be good. Good thing that wasn't our ship.
I'm proud to reveal to you the next game from Toronto-based Drinkbox Studios, the team behind the Guacamelee series and Nobody Saves the World. They're making a full 3D game that can be played alone or with a friend in co-op. You can find out more during Day of the Devs right after the show, but for now, here is the global reveal of Blighted.
Blighted.
Looking over this decaying world, one can only wonder, how did it all come to this?
How is it now?
Began with the ancient rituals, the dead buried with a seed from the trees of memory. Those who ate of the fruit saw the lives they lived and passed their knowledge to future generations until Sorcisto, in his lust for power, consumed the brains of the living, spreading this blight. You harbor it too, I see. before the blight does.
Blighted. Blimey. I don't know what that means. Ill.
There is more Blighted coming up right after the show, Day of the Devs. All right, next is a first-person survival action horror game from Team Clout. It's a new team of 50 with founders in Canada and Armenia. They partnered with the new Munfish Powerhouse label to bring this insane Unreal Engine 5 game to life with unpredictable monsters and visceral dismemberment. Here is your first look.
This game looks...
How do we sound now? Better. Okay. One of these days I'll figure this out. Whoa! This game looks sick as shit.
This... Whoa! This...
What is this?
This genuinely looks like the coolest game I've seen in years.
I've been kind of curious about this too.
It doesn't even matter anymore. My brain's focused on one game now.
I'm just saying it looks like a cool like hack and slash mech game that kind of resembles like Armored Core. If you mix like Armored Core and Zone of the Enders, you get this game.
That sounds cool, but my brain is still absorbed. Like,
No,
I had no time to absorb
No,
what I just witnessed.
You're right. That ill game looked sick. And this is free.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, depending on what I witness. I don't know what I was going to follow that up with. Ooh, yeah. It definitely has, like, Zone of the Enders, like, successor.
I really want a new Zone of the Enders game.
I don't know. This might be the closest thing you're going to get.
I said in my games that they should remake video that Kojima Productions should take the rights to Zone of the Enders.
I know.
And they make a new one.
Yeah.
I really want that to happen.
You know, I watched that video like 3 times.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause I actually watch Aaron's videos. You fucks. Just kidding. Sorry.
You can't tell me that the poster mech doesn't look like Jehudi.
No, it definitely does.
How bulky they are kind of has like a Gundam feel to it, though.
Yeah.
Especially that one.
That's probably what it was. They're just huge fans of like 90s mech style animes, and they're like, let's just make the biggest tribute to those animes and video games. And they made this.
In this next title, small-scale players traverse the oversized world around them, filled with local wildlife and hostile machines. Built by a small 8-person studio.
God, this is all I'm focused on the whole time. Is her arm just goes in circles.
What we should have done. Oh wait, you don't drink, but a non-alcoholic beverage every time she does this, you take a little shot, you'd be done for. Done for. Wait, didn't we see this already?
Did we?
I don't know. That guy looks familiar.
No, I do not think we saw this.
Did I see this already? No, I didn't. What is this?
Whoa!
Oh, it's like, what's that game that Mackenzie plays?
What?
There's no more.
We're talking about Ungrounded?
Yeah.
Or Grounded?
Grounded.
whatever that game's
It's
called?
like Grounded, but cooler.
It's way cooler. And it's a linear story, hopefully.
Whatever it takes, we find a way.
Why does he look familiar? I feel like I've seen him before.
I don't know what's going on. I think that I play. Okay, somehow the chat and whatever they're watching is synced up with what we're watching, but the preview that I'm getting on my like moderator thing is like way behind.
Yeah, can you guys confirm?
Yeah, he's talking about Grounded.
But
that was more of something Blake played.
Can you guys confirm that you're seeing what we're seeing right now?
Well, she just said that I play.
Well, right, she can hear us, but I'm talking about what they see. Raccoon City. I was paying attention.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil Village?
Happy birthday.
Didn't we see this already?
And to celebrate early, a special message from Takeuchi-san.
Okay, no. I was about to say, we saw her earlier.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Raccoon City now. Yeah.
Okay, cool beans.
Mackenzie, I think you're the only one watching right now. I appreciate it, but...
But what, Aaron?
I don't know why I said but.
Yeah, that was stupid. My butt hurts.
Achievement completed. New day, new stream.
Thank you, Takeuchi-san, for that very special
You
message.
got an
We
achievement.
cannot wait for when the time is right to share more
Yeah.
leading into the anniversary of Resident
Twitch is weird.
Now it is time for the next big
LOL,
update
proud
for
fan
Beloved
over here.
franchise.
Thanks.
Wow.
Let's rumble.
What the hell? Also, I think this showcase is like really long. So I understand if you have to bounce. But we're just vibing over here. We want live reactions. Will and I are both watching.
Aww. Aw, Will.
Okay, what are we watching right now?
I have no idea.
I'm...
Is it another Pokemon?
Is it another Pokemon?
It's Street Fighter?
Oh, maybe? I don't know anything about Street Fighter, so I don't know if what they're referencing.
Oh.
There we
Street
go.
Fighter 6.
We gotta wait 5 more seconds.
So, Pokemon.
So, Pokemon. Wow.
Wow, more of a Mortal Kombat guy.
Did you see the announcement for that Marvel fighting game?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
It's interesting, but I feel like it just looks too much like Marvel versus Capcom for...
Yeah.
Unless you're a die-hard fighting game fan, like I feel like it's not bringing much to the table.
Yeah.
Alejandro. Why is the name intros for this part reminding me of the game we used to play?
For this game?
Yeah, for this game? Or the one with the Street Fighter?
What? Is it just me, or does this look like it plays like Fortnite, but it just looks different?
Not this one, the last one. She's talking about the Street Fighter one?
The game we used to play? What game?
Party Animals? No. I have no idea. Sorry, Kenzie, I'm lost. It was a fighting game. Ugh, it's going to bother me. A fighting game? The only fighting game we used to play together was Mortal Kombat. Unless there's just...
Wishlist man.
That was Last Flag, a new online action game from the new indie studio Night Street Games, which is the ultimate game of capture the flag set in the 1970s. As you saw, the closed alpha will be starting later this year.
Capture the
Next, we have a beautiful new trailer for a Souls-like action RPG game developed in China by Lenzi, Wuchang Fallen Feathers, which is launching on July 24th.
BRB.
Here's a look.
Okay.
Is this bloodshed really what you wanted? Fate is all set in stone. You can't change how it ends.
What do you think? Do you think this is going to be as big as Black Myth Wukong? It's like a semi-linear Souls-like? Honestly, I don't know. Because everything looks like everything these days. I do have a problem with how everyone outside of FromSoft who's trying to make a Souls-like, unless they come up with something really unique, it ends up just looking like a FromSoft game. And with all the roots and stuff that I just saw there, like, it just looks like Elden Ring. I think the Lords of the Fallen, the new one, is like one of the more unique Souls-likes in a long time.
Yeah.
With the last thing before that, I would say Surge. The Surge, those two games that came out were probably the most like different Souls-likes.
Surge.
Unless you count that Lobster one that's on Game Pass. Why are you putting your phone on?
I don't know.
Because it's vibrating?
Wu-Tang.
Wait. They're making a game based on the Wu-Tang Clan? Yeah. Alright. That looks like AI. Is that just me?
Ghostface Killer
It kinda did, yeah.
Those wings look like AI generated.
Wu-Tang Rise of the Receiver is a new co-op action RPG with anime-style fighting, and it's the debut title from the
I don't know how to
53
explain it, but when something is
Grassline
like a
Entertainment.
matte finish with like
Now,
a
here's a new look
weird,
at Guild Wars 2, which has new
but it
updates,
still looks
including
somewhat
player
shiny
housing
at the same
and is free
time.
to play. This weekend, to celebrate SGN,
Almost like an
you can take
eggshell
advantage
finish.
of
When
double
like
XP
digital art
all
has an
weekend
eggshell
long.
finish to it,
Yeah.
it's got a weird like AI generated vibe to it.
It's almost like eggshelled, but it shines like it's supposed to be shiny.
Where shared struggles form
Yeah.
fast bonds.
It's weird.
My greatest advantage? Adaptability. Their greatest weakness? Me.
It's kind of a good line.
My story.
My story.
Honestly, I kind of dozed off.
Is yours.
Sorry.
He said, I forgot what he said his greatest weakness was, but he said their greatest weakness is me. The execution was a little weird, but the line was cool. Okay, I'm doing it again. Do you mind if I skip? Do you need to be in sync?
Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna go to here. We're at 241.36. We have to do this thing so that Brandon can hear it. It was a last minute decision to
I'm there.
Do this. Okay. Did you play it?
Yeah.
Another relapse, huh? Get well soon.
Whoa.
Maybe it's too much.
That kind of reminds me of old, like Looney Tune games. Like their weird off-brand hack and slash stuff.
I do like that we're getting into a time where people, you know, technology allows developers to make games more crazy and unique.
I also like how some people are just going back to old-fashioned gameplay, like something more simple and not as complex.
It's kind of just like developers are making games they want
and like they grew up with, like our generation stuff. Into the unwell. I'm getting that.
Facebreaker.
Facebreaker?
What?
Hey guys,
There's no way
I'm
we've
Ian
ever
Pruitt,
played a
the
game called
co-founder of
Facebreaker.
1047 Games.
Or was that a character?
When we started Splitgate in our dorm room, we just wanted to make a game we could play
Facebreaker?
with our friends, and 20 million of you played with us.
Oh,
with the help
she's
from our
talking
amazing
about-
community, we've built Splitgate.
You were talking about
Why?
way back in the
Because I grew
day.
up playing Halo, and I'm tired of playing the same Call of Duty every year.
that-
And I wish we could have Titanfall 3.
Okay, we know what you're talking about
With
now.
Splitgate 2, we asked ourselves, how would we take Portals to the next level? What if you could portal
tried
to
this.
entirely different worlds? So we combined the action, movement, and gunplay of arena shooters with the scale and intensity of something much bigger. Splitgate Battle Royale launches free right now.
It's gonna
and
be a
it's
battle
fucking
royale
awesome.
mode. It releases free right now. It's a the beta version was out, but the full game launch included.
I want to play it. Wait, is it Steam only?
No.
Sweet.
It's on everything.
I'm getting it. That guy kind of like said what we're all thinking. I missed the first part, but then he said basically like we wanted Titanfall 3, so we made it.
So this game, the whole selling point is that it's like it shoots like Halo, you move like Titanfall, and then you have portals.
Yeah. That sounds like the perfect game.
It plays pretty good.
Did you play it?
I just said I tried it.
Oh, I wasn't listening to that part.
I tried the beta, the open beta. So it had two game modes. It had like team matchmaker, and it has like big team battles kind of. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah.
But I guess the new game mode is battle royale.
You know who would like this is Chris, because Chris really likes the gameplay of like Apex and stuff. But we're all huge Halo fans.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this looks so sick. And I love their suits.
The only thing I wish was a little different is that the suits you can only change their skins, but it's not a deal breaker. Especially because it's a free game and the battle pass is only $5. It's not like it's $20.
Wow, man,
Yeah.
these people really understand gamers.
Well, they're all self-funded too. The first game made them so much money that they were just able to get a few more people. They made this game. Damn. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, not this game. Split game.
No, I know.
I don't know what this is.
I don't know, but something about the guy with like his hat and like get up and everything, and it's starting off with like some woman singing. It reminds me of Genesis Noir, but the way it was supposed to be.
The game that you thought you were playing?
Yeah. Doesn't it kind of have that vibe?
Yeah.
Like the same premise of Genesis Noir, but correct?
There's kind of a weird,
Oh, is this the new Yakuza game?
Well, I was just about to say, they don't call it Yakuza anymore. It's called Like a Dragon.
Oh.
I was going to say, maybe that's what this game is.
Because I remember they were saying that the new, well, quote-unquote, Yakuza game was like an alternate Japan.
Oh.
Like it's in an alternate universe.
I know the past couple, they've really tried to like change how it plays.
A Jap then, huh? Don't I look like one?
No.
So, what are you then?
Time Lord.
Project Sentry. It's like Cowboy Bebop meets Like a Dragon. Meets... What's the one you were just talking about?
Genesis Noir.
Genesis Noir.
God, Genesis Noir could have been such a cool game.
It's got dialogue like a Japanese game, like how they think Americans talk to each other.
Yeah. So a Jap, huh? Don't I look like one?
I know it said 1943, but I was like, we don't call them that anymore.
Special global game announcement to share with all of you who've been waiting. Today we've showcased a lot of projects from teams around the world, including many brand new studios, and we're proud of that.
You want my box
But this
light?
one comes from a studio that is no stranger.
They're
to
not here for
delivering
us.
Blockbuster games time and again. When I first got a glimpse at this project last summer, I was absolutely blown away by the scale, scope, and ambition of this developer's vision. And while there are many places, really any place, this game could have been revealed, we are so deeply honored that we get to share it with the world right here at Summer Game Fest.
I will say I did see the trailer to this already.
It already looks like a Capcom game.
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
Is it Resident Evil?
Yeah. It's a new Resident Evil game.
Is that weird? I was able to pinpoint that it was a Capcom game.
It's got telltale signs.
Coming.
What did he say her name was?
She's not like an original character or like a previous character, if that's what you think.
Oh, she kind of resembles the daughter.
Ethan's daughter.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people thought that, but it's not her.
She's even got the white hair and like the...
same pathology as the others.
Yeah, but it's not her.
Now,
I
need a
know,
good
perfect
technical
opportunity
answer on
missed.
this.
Okay.
I need your eyes on the crime scene.
It's not going to be another episodic Resident Evil, is it?
Episodic?
No, the Resident Evil,
I know. That's where your mother was
the
murdered.
ones where you played as Claire Redfield.
Alyssa died 8 years ago.
And they were like releasing episodes.
Perhaps it's time for you to...
No, I don't think so. I think it's more like Village or 7.
Oh.
Grace.
I think. Kind of gives those vibes. I don't know why, but when it seems more like twisted and demonic, or not demonic, but demented, it's the first person. But if it's more zombies, then it's third person.
Yeah, but usually the first person ones don't have cutscenes like this.
True, but I think that's just because this time they don't have a character who they want to hide.
I think it's going to be third person.
I don't know. I feel like the more horror-like it looks, it's first person.
Well, I think they've just acknowledged that the remakes were doing well enough that, but the tone of Biohazard and 8 also did well enough that they're kind of blending the two. It's like aesthetics of those two, but gameplay of the remakes.
There are also some cutscenes where it looks like it's first person, so that's another reason why I guessed that.
Or maybe they'll do, you could switch.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Requiem. RE9, so it's the official. Woo! February.
There you have it, Resident Evil Requiem. And it will be playable to fans this August at Gamescom, where we'll also be hosting Opening Night Live on Tuesday, August 19th. Resident Evil Requiem.
Dude, I have
marks
goosebumps.
a bold shift for the franchise,
Really?
both
Look.
in tone and gameplay.
Wow.
And today's reveal isn't just
I
about
think it's just
survival
exciting
horror.
how
Expect
they
high-stakes cinematic
announced
action too, with much more to share soon, leading up to its launch on February 27th.
I don't know how I felt about Resident Evil lately, so I think I was a little... there's a part of me that's just not excited.
It is cool though when like the crowd gets excited for something they've literally been asking for.
True.
Let's thank our co-host Lucy James. Didn't she do a great job, everyone?
Wait, this is the end? Look at how much shit follows it.
I know. I can't believe it. You kept that so secret.
Very top secret. All good. All right. Well, there's much more Summer Game Fest to come. Make sure to visit SummerGameFest.com.
It's kind of like a
to see
recap.
listing of all the
Okay,
digital
yeah, it's like
events this
developer
weekend you can
diaries.
watch, and to highlight
So should
even
we
more
end it
games,
here?
including the Xbox game
Maybe
Well-
do like a Q&A or a...
Well, that is the end of that. Here, let me switch over here.
Oh, right. I was like, how am I still hearing this? I feel so dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me close that out.
I do not look good in that camera.
I mean, I made it clear. I just got out of the shower before starting this, and so did you. It's not a big deal.
I'm also just fat.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
We're just chilling.
We're just chilling, homies.
What do you think, though?
I think it had a strong start because there was a lot of stuff in the beginning that I feel like I was really stoked for.
Yeah.
Like new stuff. I'm really bad with names. So there's a lot of stuff I know I was excited for. I just can't like say it because I don't remember what it was called. But like there's that one that I said kind of looked like Chronos, but with like the gameplay of Metal Gear. You said it looked like a Chronos Little Nightmares mix.
Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna try to see if there's like a list.
But that looks really cool because sometimes I'm also thinking about stuff that would look fun on my channel as well. Sorry. So there was that game, and then there was the... I don't think it's Mr. Mouse. What is it? It's Detective Mouse.
Oh, private investigator or something.
Yeah, but the Mickey Mouse black and white game that has like the gameplay of Doom. That looks fun. And then that Looney Tunes style game, that like old fashioned Looney Tune hack and slash type game, that looked kind of fun.
Right.
totally down for that.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so in order,
yeah,
they did
Mortal Shell.
Here, let me see if I can. No.
I don't know what that was. It was something. That's the price you pay.
Boom. Boom. Okay.
Hey, yo, hey, yo. Hey.
Okay. Here we go. Do.
We do. Wow.
Boom. Okay. Here. Hey. Okay. So we're just looking at
we're looking at the games that we saw from the showcase, but in order, so that we can.
So the first one they did was Mortal Shell 2.
That looks awesome, and I was thinking about that recently because I always thought, like, around the time when Souls, not only FromSoft games but just Souls like were getting popular,
right?
I always hated the fact that they were all kind of just the same game but with a different mask. I always thought it would be cool if they started making games that played like Souls games but weren't technically Souls-like. And then we started getting like Black Myth Wukong and the game you did,
Hell Is Us.
Hell Is Us. And then you have games that are Souls-like, like Lords of the Fallen, the remake, or not remake, but the sequel, and then Mortal Shell 2, where it is a Souls-like, but it's got something of its own that makes it feel original.
Yeah.
Because Lords of the Fallen, not only does it have like the second chance system,
but it has like the whole second realm you go into, Umbral.
Well, that's what I mean, the second chance. Because like you can live twice technically, or like you have 2 deaths, but it has like a better like pairing system. It has its own like unique aiming thing, because like in Souls-like games you have to like select a firing weapon, you have to select the firing ammo, and then you can use it.
Right.
While in Lords of the Fallen, they have a mechanic to where not only can you wield both the melee weapon or like an attack weapon,
but you can have like a whole magic system
or aiming system, like rather it's a throwable or
like projectile, like
but without having to switch anything. It's as simple as just holding down the aim button, and it's so convenient. And while Mortal Shell, because Mortal Shell had a really cool premise in the first game, but all it was is just like, it was this really slow, boring world. Like, it looked cool, but me personally, I felt like it was too difficult, because it's like all the enemies.
Did you try it?
Yeah.
Oh.
The first one?
Yeah.
I played like a few hours of it, but for as long as I played it, I didn't get far at all, because the enemies were like, I think, what's the term that they use when like something is like overpowered?
Like balancing issues?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a standard enemy, like the ones who you're usually supposed to be able to hit like twice and they're dead.
Right.
They took forever to kill, and they would hit you once and you'd be dead. And there was obviously no difficulty setting, so
sorry, I started messing with stuff. Keep talking.
But yeah, there was a balancing issue. The gameplay was a little wonky, just like the camera is right now. And so it kind of took me out of it, but I did like the world. I liked how dark, gritty, and gothic it was. But gameplay is what took me out of it. But now we're seeing this new version of it, and have you all seen the Out of Sight game? Reminds me of Little Nightmares. Out of Sight. No. Out of Sight. Well, there again, maybe. I'm just terrible with names. But basically, to wrap up what I was saying, Mortal Shell 2 looks awesome. Not only do me and Aaron need to play more of Lords of the Fallen, maybe even on our channels, but Mortal Shell 2 looks awesome. And it's okay if it's still Souls-like, but I hope it's I hope they're not as honed in on making it like super difficult so that you have a chance, and maybe making it more linear instead of as open world. I don't know.
I don't know where I saw this, but I do feel like I saw an ad for this game, the Out of Sight one.
I don't think I've seen this.
I don't know if they showed it at the State of Play thing, but yeah, it even says there's a VR version. That's crazy.
Is it out?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
Well,
never mind. We'll look into that later.
Yeah, we'll look into that. Where are we? Okay, Mortal Shell. The next one was...
Actually, I could just look that up.
Fortnite. Couldn't give... I'm sorry if anyone's watching, if anyone cares or likes Fortnite. I don't care. I don't care about Fortnite. I'm sorry. It is what it is, dude. Here, I'm going to do this like... Boom.
May 20... Oh, it's out. May 22nd, 2025.
Nice.
Epic Games Store, PlayStation 5, and Xbox. Hey, look at that.
And there is a VR version. Why? Why is it showing this?
That's a good question.
All right, hold on. Here we go again. Boom.
Son of a biscuit.
Boom. 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 Really?
There
we go. Jeez Louise.
Jeez Louise. But thanks for pointing that out, Mackenzie. We're definitely going to look into that more. I'm going to do some research, and maybe it'll even be something we visit on the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like Aaron said, Fortnite couldn't care.
Don't care about Fortnite
at all.
No.
I do get mad because every now and then they do something that I wish was implemented in other games. Like their Star Wars gameplay did kind of look cool, but it's like, why can't other games be? Like, why did it have to be a Fortnite game?
Right.
But what do I know?
I'm going to attempt to plug my... Oh, and my headphones just turned off. That's cool.
Well, you don't really need them. At this point, all that really matters is that they can hear us.
Can they? Can you guys still hear us? That would be good to know. Yeah. Okay.
Who said yeah?
I just... No.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Got it. Okay.
Death Stranding 2. I know you don't care much about Death Stranding, or if you care much about Death Stranding. Okay, the first game...
I could see why people think it's cool.
It's... Okay.
So I'm not going to hate on it.
It's not just the story. The story is crazy. It's wacky. It's just as weird as you might think it is. But it's so worth it. There's something about traveling across the United States on foot, delivering cargo, how satisfying it is to like make the journey, go through like the different, landscapes and biomes, and sneaking through like places with high levels of chiralium and BTs and stuff. It's crazy. And then obviously there's the story that's like plot twist after plot twist after plot twist. But once you like get used to it and how wacky and awesome it is, it's a great journey. And I'm so excited for this new game. And it's probably going to take up so much of my time. But I think it's worth it. If anyone, and it doesn't matter what platform you're on now, because the director's cut is on Xbox, and the director's cut is like the ideal way to play Death Stranding. So if you have the opportunity, I would say go play it. But that's just me. I might even do a couple deliveries on Twitch or something, because it's a fun game to just like chill to.
Yeah. I got on my phone for a reason, and I completely forgot what that reason was.
The Chronicles MIDI. So this is the one. Their selling point was Tom Hardy.
Yeah, which I think he only narrated it. I think that.
Well, I think he's supposed to be this character.
Well, they just said he narrated the trailer. That's all.
Yeah, but I don't know. If this game came out and he didn't play this character, I feel like that would throw a lot of people off because the way it was narrated made it feel like this medieval sandbox from Copenhagen-based Raw Power Games makes its debut next. Okay, so this is their first game. The announcement trailer mixed cinematic with gameplay, all set to a voiceover provided by Tom Hardy. So we don't know. We don't know if he plays this character. I would think he would play this character. But what do you think about the game?
It's hard to say because
I feel like there wasn't a lot to.
Well, yeah, because it was more of a trailer than anything. They didn't actually. I don't remember them actually showing gameplay.
Well, yeah, it was pretty much just this.
Well, right.
It was him like riding up in front of the army.
So, I think the gist of it is more of just like it's like just a strategy style sandbox. Like you have like an army and you kind of just like guide them and tell them what to do.
Right.
And I know that there is an audience for that really enjoy that kind of thing, but it's not my kind of thing. So it's hard for me to be a judge or to say whether or not I'm excited or not because in total honesty, I don't care. But I don't want to be rude because I know that there are people out there who are like, "Oh, this is how kill."
Yeah.
Like good for you. I personally don't care.
But we don't really things might change because I thought I wouldn't care about Death Stranding when it first came out.
Maybe I need to play it just to see what.
When I finally played it out, it finally clicked. It's like one of those things you have to experience, like for you to get it. If you just judge it from a distance, then you just don't get it. Sonic. Another racing game.
It looks like a fun racing game. You could play it. I know there's an audience for that. I don't care for the Minecraft crossover thing.
I do like the idea that based on how the map seems to change or like the dynamic raceways and stuff similar to like a Mario Kart could invite like an interesting track for Minecraft.
Oh, they did show that they're introducing other characters too from other IPs.
Yeah, so that seems to be a big selling point about this one is that it's almost like Super Smash Bros. In a way, where it's like all the different IPs from Sega or just, cooperating games you can play as those characters. Code Vein, don't know anything about the first one. I honestly thought all the way up until they showed the title that this was the Dusk Bloods or whatever.
I kind of assumed it wasn't from the beginning, but
it's whatever. Okay, here it is.
End of Abyss. Yes, I think that game looks awesome.
Yeah, this is going on my wish list.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if I want to play this on console or maybe play it on PC, stream it. Who knows? But it looks good. I'm definitely keeping my eye on this game. Section 9 and Epic Games. Section 9. I don't know who that is, but it sounds familiar.
Well, it's kind of weird because a long time ago, I wrote something called Section 9.
Section 9. Are these the people that made, like, the Brothers game? The only reason I say that is because it says it's a twin-stick shooter.
I don't know.
So, like, you're utilizing... I don't know. Whatever. Here it is. Mouse PI for hire.
Yeah. I want to play that.
I like the art style. That's it for me though.
I'm gonna play it.
It looks interesting.
Heck
it doesn't
yeah.
look bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3 enthusiastic thumbs up. Game of Thrones. So it's a real-time strategy game.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be...
It's probably not going to be anything that like we indulge in. I thought it was interesting. Like, it's definitely a cool selling point. Their cinematic trailer definitely catches attention for like Game of Thrones fans. Mm-hmm. But problem is just like you have to know if whether or not the type of game is going to be a selling point.
People who are like a fan of Civilization and the what's the something of Empire?
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
You know, those real-time strategy or Halo Wars. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's an audience for it, and obviously the Game of Thrones thing is like a big selling point, but
right.
It's not for me. Atomic Heart 2.
And the Cube.
This is weird because for people who really liked BioShock, the first game had a big audience.
Yeah.
Or at least a selling point, I guess, is that it was like a BioShock-like game. But this looks... The sequel itself looks like a completely new thing on its own.
Like, it has a similar gameplay, but it adds in a lot of, like,
it's got
Far Cry.
I was just about to say, it's got like an open world Far Cry type feel to it.
Yeah. I've got a sour taste in my mouth when it comes to Atomic Heart.
Yeah.
Because I love, like, Aaron can attest to this, but I had a period of my life where I was obsessed with nothing but BioShock.
Yeah.
Love BioShock so much. And when they announced Atomic Heart being like this homage to BioShock, I got so excited. But the game does have things that are BioShock-like, but it was too complex. The controls just didn't really make sense. And it wasn't like... Aesthetically, it was cool, but gameplay-wise, it wasn't appealing.
Yeah.
Like, it was not a satisfying feeling, and it was really frustrating to the point where I just rage quit. So, the second game looks like it's got a cool premise, but I don't know if those same complications are going to carry over. There again, I don't know if it was just me who had that opinion, or if there's anyone else out there who feels the same way. But the cube thing, I think that's the cool part about 2. Because, like, a map that's constantly changing and adapting, with some of the cool stuff that is from the main game, that looks pretty cool.
I think I want to try that game.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm, oddly enough, because I'm not much of a multiplayer person, I think I'm more excited for the Cube than I am for Atomic Heart 2. Yeah. It still looks cool, but, again, more Cube, less Heart.
Marvel Cosmic Invasion.
I mean, it looks cool for like...
It was just a beat 'em up, right?
Yeah, it's like an old-fashioned like arcade-style beat 'em up, and
yeah.
I mean, it looks cool. It looks like something fun if you kind of just want to kill time with like an old-style arcade game.
The thing is about these games, and I don't know the specifics or if any other... I haven't kept up with beat 'em ups, but I feel like beat 'em ups are only fun if it's like... You've got like 2 or 3 friends that you can like sit on the couch with some like pizza and have like a couple hours or so to just like binge out a game.
And it's more of just like, how far can I go? Like, just like an old-fashioned arcade, like, what's the skill, like, how high in points can I get? Like, what level can I get to before I die and have to start all over?
Yeah.
So it does look like it could be fun. Like, maybe, like you said, like, hey, we have like a Saturday night, stay up late.
Like Cuphead.
Yeah. I'd say Cuphead is still on its own
yeah.
turf because of its unique gameplay. But yeah, you're right. Like Cuphead, it's like if you purposely want to make yourself mad and like rage quit to a game.
But also my point is too is that like I feel like we're in as much as I miss the couch co-op era of video games, I feel like it could be difficult to sell games like this now.
Yeah.
Because we're just in an era where they're so few and far between that it's...
I think if they're making it for fun, like if they're not expecting to make billions of dollars off of this game, if they're just like, hey, we know like this game's probably not going to make a lot of money, it was easy to make, so we're just going to throw it out there. Great, that's cool, and I might play it, but...
I'm sure that's true, but I just mean that like it's... I don't know. I just feel like it's more of a niche thing now.
Right.
Very similar to like I don't know if you watched the State of Play.
but it felt so niche and underwhelming with the games that they announced.
This year's State of Play?
Mm-hmm. It just happened yesterday or the day before, but they showed all of these ridiculously niche games.
Yeah.
I'd say the one exception was there's this one game called Dead Man, which was like a cool like third person hack and slash game.
Right.
With like a really weird, wacky story to it. And then there's the game Pragmata that they announced like 2 or 3 years ago, but they finally showed some gameplay to it. But other than that, everything else, like the Marvel fighting game, like everything was just all super niche. And then they showed like a teaser of Ghost of Yotai, but they were like gameplay in July something. So they didn't.
That's what they did last year.
Yeah.
Because last year we got really excited for the PlayStation State of Play. And I remember, I think we saw one game in the beginning or one game at the end that we cared about, but everything in between was just like, okay, next game, please.
I think,
or it's okay. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound rude, but like all those like generic anime style games that they show through the State of Play,
yeah,
there's like, it feels like hundreds of the exact same game. I feel like it's kind of like a Souls-like. I feel like it's the same game with a different mask.
That's the thing, like, and that's another reason why I was saying it's niche, because like for people who are fans of those games, I'm sure there are a lot of differences in their selling points and fan bases, so on and so forth. But again, they're just so niche.
Yeah.
That like having a whole press conference for them, it was just, I don't know, it was just underwhelming for a mass majority of the people who were watching it.
Yeah.
Summer Game Fest definitely put on a better show, I think.
Oh, for sure.
This next game, Way of the Sword.
I mean, the gameplay looks pretty cool. I don't know much about it, and maybe it'd be something that I'd have to like try a demo on. But
it looks, I don't know if it's like a sequel or if it's a reboot, but it's based on the Onimusha franchise. Has been a long-running franchise, but it's just been idle for more than a decade.
I do think it looks cool. I think it has potential.
It's just not for me.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll try it out depending on if there's like a demo or something, but I'll give it more credit for now.
Okay.
Okay. Felt that boxing. I want that game.
This looks fun.
Honestly, to be 100% honest, I think aside from Ill, that's the game I want like right now.
Yeah, that
like
looks
that's
really
the
fun.
most exciting thing.
Yeah, I could really use a game like this that's just like something to
I think
laugh to.
I think it would be really nice to have something that makes me laugh so hard, because it's gonna sound really depressing saying this, but like I feel like I need something funny.
Yeah.
I just need a laugh, man.
Yeah, this looks fun. This game, I think they're gonna have a tough time with this game, because this game, this selling point to it is something that I feel like a lot of people would have been really interested in. Something that's kind of like a more Clue-like version of Among Us or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you have to be more interactive. But the fact that
you have to use like clues and like investigate.
But I think there's something about like the big bombastic weapons and mechanics to kill each other.
This
thing.
strange like steampunk anime.
There's kind of like a weird action-y part to the game loop that I think pulls away from what people were asking for from this genre of game.
Yeah. I would have take away the action and the shooting and everything,
Yeah.
and just keep the rather like the stealth like assassinations and like just the investigation. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the visual aesthetic of the characters and the.
Yeah, I think it's too goofy.
Yeah.
Like I think they were trying to go for like if you look at Clue, like there's what's his name, Mr. Mustard or something, Captain Mustard.
It depends on the type of clue that you play, but you're right. They all have like weird names.
I think that's what they were going for, but I think it's a little too far. It's Square Enix.
Oh, that explains it. They ruin everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Arc Raiders. So you
you don't really know much about Arc Raiders, but this is just like it's an extraction shooter. It's a third-person extraction shooter. It's not first-person, but it's like in this world that's been that's engulfed in sand. So everything is like ruins and dilapidated post-apocalyptic universe, but it's like sand all over.
Interesting.
And it's you against other players, and then the NPC enemies are these giant robots.
Cool.
But the game loop is really interesting. The gunplay, from what I've heard, is really interesting and feels really good. It's from the people who made the finals, so they know how to like.
Long story short, it's just like it's more of the higher anticipated extraction shooter of the year. Got it.
Definitely this game. Yeah.
Cool.
Dune. I don't have much to say about Dune. It's a survival game. We said our piece while it was playing that I personally think they should have made it look more like their own thing instead of trying to do like an in-between of their own thing and the movies, or just lean all in towards the movie side and make it look like it lives in the same universe.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just don't care enough.
I don't want to be rude, but there's a lot of stuff, especially for how picky I've become when it comes to gaming, with full-time job and kids and everything. It gets to a point where it's unless it's a very particular type of game, I probably just don't care.
Yeah.
Out of Words, sorry. That kind of looks cool.
Yeah.
Just for the aesthetic, that sold me instantly, and that's something I'd be willing to try.
Yeah, I like these, just co-op puzzle platforming games. There's a Lego one that we're going to see a little later that's similar thing. Mafia. A lot of people didn't like Mafia 3. I really liked Mafia 3. I'm excited to see what these guys do with, Unreal Engine 5. And I've heard a lot of good things about, how... I mean, it's being well received in the sense that, it's not going to be a premium priced game, so it'll be, $50.
Yeah.
And the developers, acknowledged that. They were like, it's a premium game, and it's got this amount of exploration, but it's not enough for us to be asking you guys of $70 or $80.
Yeah.
But it's still a fleshed out story. It's, it's semi GTA-esque.
Well, see, that's what I was gonna say was so first off, I just like Mafia in general. I like, the time, the eras that they all take place in. The characters are really cool. Me personally, because Mafia does get compared to GTA a lot, I personally think that Mafia is the better version of GTA, because you can do a lot of the same stuff, but they take the story more seriously, the characters more seriously. It doesn't drag on like a Grand Theft Auto game. I personally think just Grand Theft Auto in general is overrated.
Yeah.
But overall, I just think Mafia is the better version of GTA. So when people actually say, oh, a new Mafia is coming out, I get excited compared to GTA 6.
Yeah.
So Old Country.
I mean, that's all. Yeah, that's really the same for us, because just unlike the typical GTA player, we're just more into... when I did play GTA 5, it was for the campaign. Aside from the couple times that we tried online, but...
Yeah. But I even tried the campaign, and I was still bored.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It just...
Moving on. So this was the Lego game.
Yeah. Lego...
I hope there's a version, you could play up to 4 players. I think that would be really cool.
If not, I'm...
2-player co-op.
Okay.
But still, it looks... I like those platformy type
And
games.
it's new. Obviously, the puzzle, co-op thing, that's been done before. But, as far as a Lego game goes, it's new. It's fresh.
Yeah, it's different from...
And it's something actually exciting to look forward to instead of the stereotypical Lego game that we always get.
Nicktoons don't... I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Honestly, I don't even remember it.
Lies of P Overture. Okay, wait. So this is an expansion. I don't know why I thought this was an actual sequel, but it's an expansion.
Well, it's kind of from what I've heard, it's kind of like the Miles Morales thing, to where it is an expansion technically, but it's so big and vast that it's kind of like a sequel.
Well, Miles Morales is its own game.
It is, but I'm just saying, like, based on my knowledge, because of how big it is, and
like it'll play like it's its own game.
Yeah.
But I mean, if anything, you could just compare that to Shadow of the Ur Tree.
That's a better comparison. Yeah, you're right.
But it is an expansion. I didn't play Lies of P. I played a little bit of it. It was difficult. I'm just bad at Souls-like games, but it was. Yeah. If you're into Lies of P, if you played it, there's an expansion. The Truth and Lies, a system that they had was really cool.
Yeah.
Because it came to points where you had to make a decision whether you wanted to tell the truth or tell a lie. That was sick. So this was the game that they... Okay, so they described it as Doki Doki Literature Club meets Silent Hill. First off, I don't know what Doki Doki Literature Club is. I don't really care. I do like the creepy, demonic stuff. Like, that's cool. If this is like one of those games where it ends up being like this small, like 3-hour game that you could get for like... I would be okay with that is because that would be great for... Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of what I'm hoping or what I'm thinking that this game would be. I'll try it out if that's the case, but if it's not, then I'll just let Markiplier play it. Yeah. That's what I was about to say. That's probably... If I have any interest, that's what it'll be. Nina the Hollow... Don't even remember seeing that on screen. Yeah. Deadpool VR. Deadpool VR. That looks awesome. So Neil Patrick Harris will voice Marvel's anti-hero Deadpool. They should have gone Nolan North. That's just me. Should have. Yeah. I do think it looks funny. It sucks that it's a VR game because it means that we can't play it. But I want a Quest so bad. There's a few games that I genuinely want from the Quest, and this is going to be one of them. Yeah. Enough to definitely buy one. Like, I think it'd be worth it. Dying Light. The first Dying Light that I'm actually excited for. That actually looks really cool. I tried the first one for like 10 minutes. It was okay. I played like the first 7 hours. I don't know what it was, but for some reason I just got bored. Yeah. Yeah, I personally just like I felt like it runs stale. The second one, I don't know, I just felt like it wasn't too different. I didn't play it, but just from like it wasn't enough for me to like go out of my way to buy it because there were other things that I cared more about. But the new one does look cool. I like the atmosphere. The gameplay looks cool. It looks a lot more brutal and gnarly than the first two games. I think this game looks fun. The mixtape. It does look cool. Yeah. A part of me wants to be like, oh, that'd be a cool game to play on my channel, but I feel like I'd get too many copyright stuff. I'm not popular like Jacksepticeye to the point where I don't need to care about that kind of thing. But yeah, it looks fun though. I like the premise of the game. Yeah. It's gonna be suck to play because it's all licensed music. Right. Whatever. There was another game for anyone watching. We're just kind of going through the list. The Tawa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree. It's a game. It's a roguelike inspired by classic Japanese animation. It's due to launch September. There you go. Axe of Blood looked cool. I played Sifu. I was a huge Sifu fan. I think Sifu is cool. This game, the premise of this game looks cool, and I like the idea there's like a balance between like parkour and platforming and then like this hand-to-hand style combat. But for some reason, something about the like the actual animations and feel really stiff. Well, yeah, but you have to realize this is made by like... No, I get that. I understand that, but it's like... I don't know. It sucks to say that regardless of the situation, it doesn't look like it's pulling off what it's trying to pull off. Like, even when he's fighting and they're, like, hitting each other, it doesn't look like the hits land that hard. That's just me. I mean, I get it, but I think I can put that stuff to the side enough to actually want to play the game. I just think that, like, if you're going to make a game like this, you have to, like, really dig into the selling point of the game. Yeah, and that would be it for me. Like, you've got to make it look like these guys are, like, really... I personally give him enough credit to the point where it's like, hey, you did your best with what you got, and it was enough to make its name on the Summer Fest. So, Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, Scott Pilgrim EX. It's another brawler beat 'em up type game. Yeah. I mean, for Scott Pilgrim fans, it's a game. Yeah. Hitman, I don't know what there is to say. Like, the whole selling point of this was just the new contract, which is like a James Bond crossover. But it's based on a movie that's maybe almost 20 years old now. So, I don't know. I think if they were going to go back to something like this, I would have thought it would be cool to go to like an older James Bond villain or something. I would like lean into it and make it more kind of campy in that way by making it like a Sean Connery villain or something like that. Yeah. But I guess maybe it has to be modern is the point. I don't know, but another thing is just like when it comes to Hitman, like we mentioned it while we were watching it, but I miss old school Hitman games. Like, the gameplay is cool, but the whole like them just throwing you in a simulation type gameplay, it takes me out of it. When there was like an actual campaign and like a drive for you to get from point A to point B, it was a little different. Yeah. So, and like I said before when we were watching it, it's like the distance between all of the different expansions is so far apart from each other that it's like they're trying to rekindle like a type of energy that again is also just so niche if anyone's still playing it. So yeah. Lego Party. Okay, I'm not a big Lego person, but like we said with the platformer co-op thing, not only is it different, but the selling point for me is that I really like Mario Party. But I don't have a Switch. Right. And Mario Party is probably the only game I would buy a Switch for. But if this game's coming out and if it, is same quality and if it's just as fun as Mario Party, I would much rather get this than buy a Switch that's overpriced right now. And yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I think I'm actually looking forward to Lego Party, strangely enough. I say strangely enough, but I shouldn't because that's more of a me thing. But for other people, that's probably a bigger deal. What? Wildgate? Yeah, we kind of talked over Wildgate. We weren't really paying attention. Did it look interesting? PvPvE multiplayer action game from Moonshot Games debuted a new trailer that showed more of the game's space exploration and ship combat. Is it like another No Man's Sky? It's way more focused and isolated than No Man's Sky, but the gameplay did kind of look similar. But okay. I'm not much of a good resource because... Well, we totally missed that one. Sorry, guys. Hey, well... Blighted? We kind of missed Blighted too, didn't we? I was paying attention. What was that? It was like this, I don't even know how to explain. The gameplay was very similar to, like, Diablo. Okay, so it's like a ARPG. Yeah, but it's got, like, a very, like, digital... I don't know how to explain that kind of, like, aesthetic. And it's like it's very artsy and it's in its own world. Someone's definitely going to be interested in it, but there's really nothing for me as far as like a selling point. It says it's a Metroidvania. I don't know what that means. from my understanding, Metroidvania has been Metroidvania coming from like Metroid, because Metroid kind of like really created that multi-level platformer world thing. Like Blasphemous is like a Metroidvania Souls-like.
When it says Metroidvania, is it referring to like Metroid Prime and like Castlevania?
Well, not Metroid Prime, Metroid.
Or Metroid and Castlevania?
Yeah.
Yeah, but watching the gameplay, I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I've seen people use Metroidvania very loosely, so it's rather I don't understand what it means or people are misusing the word. Ill. Yes.
Yes. It looks... It's...
I still don't know what the fuck it is, but it looked awesome. There was that big guy in like a hazmat mech suit thing.
Yeah, but you also missed a few other things too.
Oh,
you were looking at your phone while it was happening.
I know. Ill is a new first-person survival horror title and the debut game. It's their first game of Team Clout. The debut trailer showed multiple ghastly... What is this word? Creatures? Hello? Is that supposed to be creatures? Anyways, the player will be battling, including some sort of baby-like ghoul. Oh yeah, it was that weird like that he like kicked.
But it showed... So, something that I like about this game is that it has one of the biggest varieties of, or like, rosters of things that you have to fight.
Yeah.
Like, one of the things that you missed was there was one of these guys, like the really disturbing ones, but they were like in like a, kind of like an abandoned kitchen area, and he was so tall, his head was practically scraping the ceiling.
Oh, I think I saw that.
But that was like, this game, like, first off, I'm super sensitive to horror stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why I like it so much, because it gives me like this...
It makes it
rush.
like exciting. Yeah.
But one, I also like horror games where you can defend yourself. But this game looks like I would be so uncomfortable the whole time. And that's something that I think that people tend to like step back on, is like sometimes they want to get dark. They want to be unhinged, and they just want to go all out. But they know that there's going to be like some kind of like monetization.
Yeah.
So that they'll like step back, or they'll like make some decision choices that like kind of take away from what they wanted to do. I feel like whoever made this game, they were like, screw it. I'm going to throw this most disturbing, uncomfortable game out there. And if people like it, they like it. And if they don't, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't seen anyone diss on this. Everyone seems to be excited for this game. And I think that's just proof that people have been asking for what I'm talking about and just haven't gotten it. And that's another reason why I like Doom so much. Like, yes, Doom has a more arcade style like gameplay.
Yeah.
But there's something about how aggressive and obnoxious the game is, and it's just like I want more of it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
definitely going on the radar.
Yeah.
The
Mecha Break. I feel like we didn't get much gameplay.
Yeah, there wasn't any gameplay. Ah, damn. No, I'm not gonna look it up. But
look into that later.
All I can say is that it looks like I mean, it's the same kind of thing of like just like an Armored Core or like Zone of the Enders, like you're kind of like hovering around the screen, right. But it's much more, you move way faster, and it's, from what I saw, they fight like it's a hack and slash.
Yeah, it looks like it's the perfect homage to old school Zone of the Enders and Gundam.
I'm gonna double check here, but I'm pretty sure it's free. At least the version of it, because it said July 1st. Whoa. At least the version that was out like just a couple days ago when I was looking was free. Let's look. Add to your wish list. Okay, but okay, it doesn't say, but I'm like 99% sure that when I looked at it right there,
free to play.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Okay, we got it. But yeah, I'm at least gonna try it. July 1st. Okay, so a month. But yeah, Infinitesimals.
I like. Okay, so that caught my eye, and I might sound like a broken record, but I'm trying to make a point with it. It's new, like
Yeah.
It doesn't look. Sure, you might be able to compare it to something like Grounded, I guess, but the more unique the game looks, like something that they haven't done, rather in a long time or ever.
That's another debut game.
But that's what catches my attention. As soon as I see something that I feel like I haven't seen before, then I want to try it.
Only 8 people. An 8-person team called Qubit Studios debuted their first game Next. Infinitesimals is a third-person shooter following a conflict between warring bugs.
But that game looks cool.
Yeah, it looks... yeah,
like,
I agree.
I want to try it. So
Resident Evil, that was... Wait.
That's not 9.
Okay,
So
wait. Let's skip forward.
They had a Resident Evil announcement. I think they're coming out with like remastered editions, but it was very unclear.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get to that. So Street Fighter 6, don't care. Last Flag, it looks like it. So it was like a capture the flag shooter.
I guess it looked like a weird hero shooter.
It looked like a game.
Yeah.
That set in the 70s or whatever.
Honestly, that looks like a game you would see someone play on a movie or a TV show.
Kind of.
Like it looks familiar, but there's nothing distinctual that stands out.
Yeah. I would say that's it. It doesn't look...
It looks generic.
It looks really generic and kind of uninteresting. It like no diss on the developers. Like I hate...
It might be a fun game.
I hate downplaying like creators and artists and stuff, but it's like unfortunately the result just looks a little generic.
There was nothing enough to like sell me or like.
It kind of looks like a game that would have come out like when the Xbox One first came out.
Yeah.
Like just kind of like a game.
Or like a competitor.
Like what
Fortnite was first getting.
I was just about to say, like when Fortnite first launched and it was a tower defense game, that's what this game looks like.
It's kind of like when Overwatch was really popular and someone made that weird knockoff fantasy version that was almost identical to Overwatch and all had very similar characters, but it was all fantasy and it wasn't like sci-fi.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, if you saw the game, you probably would, but it was just that's kind of what the vibes I get from Last Flag.
Wu. I forgot how he pronounced it. If it was Wu Chang or Wu Kang. I think I'm blanking on. I think I'm thinking of Wukong.
I don't think I was there mentally.
Wu Chang, Fallen Feathers. It was another Souls-like.
That's right.
It looked interesting all the way up until the end because I remember mentioning that there was like these roots thing, and kind of what you brought up before about like all Souls-likes in some way kind of looking familiar. Yeah. It just towards the end of it, it started looking just like Elden Ring. But like you played as a specific character. Like even this character reminds me of I can't think of her name, but she's like the moon goddess, the moon magic goddess in Elden Ring. Like I know, yeah, I know. Like they do look very different, but just like first impressions, you see like this really tall, like pale woman with like this blue aesthetic around her. I was like, that was the first thing that came to mind. Wu-Tang. Okay, so based on like the Wu-Tang Clan, I don't know who this is for. Like, I guess
Hack and slash players?
Yeah, maybe like Hi-Fi Rush players might find this interesting. I was like, I don't know.
This game, Into Unwell.
Into the Unwell.
That looks fun. It looks very basic.
You mentioned Looney Tunes. I don't remember which Looney Tunes game it was, but there was a PS2 Looney Tunes game.
Almost like it was like an OG.
I think it was based on the movie with Brendan Fraser.
I think you're right, but there were obviously no humans in the game.
No, I know,
so,
but
like,
gameplay wise.
Player against player.
Yeah.
It's just like a couch co-op where you just fought each other. Yeah, it kind of has that vibe, but like a single player, very old school Looney Tunes style hack and slash.
Yeah, it looks fun.
It's kind of like the gameplay of like a SpongeBob, or just like a game based on a show or a cartoon, and they just needed to make some kind of video game based off of it. That's kind of the gameplay vibe that I get from this game.
Yeah, and I like that kind of like Cuphead or Benny and the Ink Machine. It's kind of got like this darker, more matured undertone. Not that it's like rated M, but just like a.
But there might be a lot of like messages aimed more towards adults.
Yeah, I mean, hell, he looks like.
This guy's like an alcoholic.
But this devil character looks like Baphomet.
Yeah.
Is that who I'm thinking of? Baphomet. Yeah. The Stranger Than Heaven. We were thinking it was a like a dragon game the whole time.
I think it is.
It doesn't say anything about it.
Well, I know, but I don't know.
Because normally, like all the spin-offs of Like a Dragon say Like a Dragon somewhere in the title.
True.
Or even Yakuza, but
I think
this looks like it. Maybe it's the same I don't know anything about the developers. I'm not going to pretend like I know, but
from just first impressions, I think that if those are the kind of games you like, this is probably something for you. Not really our cup of tea, but hey.
yeah, it wasn't. It was like a detective in like an alternative 1949 Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Resident Evil Requiem. This was the last one. This was the big reveal. This is like officially Resident Evil 9. Yeah. We're still unsure if it's third person or third person? Third person or first person. I think see, the cutscenes make me want to say that it's third person because all the cutscenes in.
But there were a couple that were definitely first person.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's like.
See, the game itself is styled like the new generation Resident Evil, like 7 and 8.
But the aesthetics and like the weird. I don't know how to describe. Is it something that's like ultra gritty about it? That's like the village in Biohazard.
Right.
I don't know. It looks cool.
I think there.
I want to say that is his daughter.
I don't think it is.
I'm gonna say it is because she.
They even showed images of her mom.
What's his daughter's name?
I don't remember. But they
We're looking this up.
Okay, first off, they showed images of her mom. It wasn't the same woman.
Maybe.
They also said that her mom died in a hotel. Ethan's wife did not die in a hotel.
Resident Evil Ethan. What? Ethan's daughter. What's her name? Rosemary.
Rosemary Winters.
Okay, this girl's name was Grace, I think.
Yeah, Grace.
But look.
I know they look.
But it's like the white hair, like the bleach, or like her eyes.
She's blonde.
What'd I say?
White.
Okay, well, blonde. Okay, but
Okay,
her
but see,
hair.
like, this is her mom.
Yeah.
That's not the same mom that they were talking about in the new game.
I don't know.
I do know.
I'm just saying. I think there's gonna be.
His wife did not die in a hotel.
There's something similar enough that. Oh. Can I? Okay.
All I was gonna say was that I think I grew tired of Resident Evil. I think I've just reached the point where it's no longer exciting for me.
Oh.
They need to make something that might catch my attention. But
Okay.
I think I just grew tired of it.
I want to go on a ramble.
Okay.
Do you ever plan on playing Death Stranding?
Not for a long time.
Okay, well, my thing is just a theory, so it can't be a spoiler anyway. Okay, I'm going to ramble really quick. Death Stranding in the first game, for anyone who knows what I'm talking about, or if you don't, whatever. So Sam, I don't know what it's called. I'm not going to pretend like I know. He has the fear of being touched. He doesn't like people touching him. And why is that? Okay. Anyways, and it's like a whole thing that pops up throughout the game is that he doesn't like being touched by people. And one of the reasons that it stems from, or not that it stems from, but something that's related to it in his past is that he used to have a wife named Lisa.
Is Red mute?
Yeah.
Someone might have to tell me. I don't know how long this thing's been muted for. I just saw that it was red, but I don't remember touching that button.
Maybe when you set it down?
I hope so.
I hope so too. Okay, well, anyways.
That would be real embarrassing.
I just have a theory. I want to get it out there. I've seen some people with similar theories, but this is my theory. So, in Death Stranding, Sam had a wife named, I want to say her name was Lisa. And Lisa, with contact with him, and she ended up getting pregnant. He has what are called dooms, and it's essentially just after so much time in the Death Stranding, people changed a little bit, and some people got access to senses that, like, they can sense things in chiralium that come from the beach, and they're referred to as dooms, and there's different levels. He's a level 2 doom, so he can feel them, but he can't see them. Sounds really stupid if you don't know what I'm talking about, or if you haven't played the game, but when you play the game, it all makes sense. Anyways, but because she ended up getting pregnant and he had, like, his DNA in her, she ended up getting, like, weird side effects, and she started seeing things because of his dooms, and she ended up going into her own depression, and she ended up feeling weird, and she ended up unaliving herself. And because he couldn't get to her in time, it caused a void out. And a void out is when a person makes contact with, like a living organism makes contact with a BT. And it causes a void out, which is essentially like a nuclear-sized explosion. And, but anyways, he ends up getting BB, Lou, the baby who's like in all the marketing and stuff, who's a breach baby or beach baby. Anyways, but it's essentially a baby that comes from a still mother or a brain dead mother. So they have access to the other side, and they're kept in these pods so that it stops them from aging. And Sam was a breach baby or BB when he was born because his mom was brain dead. What I'm trying to say is I'm going on a long ramble, but it'll make sense here in a second. I'm sorry. I have to like establish a bunch of different things. He's also what's called a repatriate, meaning that when he dies, he comes back to life. He can like find his way back to his body and he can come back to life.
Okay.
And you technically never die in the game. There's a couple parts of the game where there's like you can fail, but you can technically never die in the game.
Yeah.
And it's a part of the game loop too, is the whole him dying. I know I'm rambling, but like I said, I have to establish these things for it to make sense. So, what I'm thinking is because he has dooms and he's a repatriate, and even though his wife was pregnant and died, I think because a repatriate can even survive a void out.
Okay.
So even if there's a nuclear explosion, they can come back.
Okay.
I'm thinking his baby was a repatriate. And I think his baby is Lou. I think somewhere when
Who's Lou?
The baby. The baby that he carries around with him in the game.
That's not the same baby from the second game?
It is. How did that lose you? Okay,
so you lost me when you made a statement saying that you think one baby is another baby.
Okay, well, right. So
because I thought they were the same thing the whole time.
So Lou, he ends up finding Lou in the beginning of the game because there's these people called corpse disposal.
Okay.
Because if someone's died, they have to incinerate the body or else there will be a void out.
Okay.
But the guy who had Lou originally died, so he took Lou.
Okay.
And you use the benefits of Lou to see BTs throughout the game.
Okay.
That's her mechanic. But Lou's also a girl.
Okay.
This will be important later. So I think his baby was a repatriate and he never met his baby. I think before he could get there, I don't know if that just went out for everyone else. I think before he could get there and someone else like the United States government investigated the site, they found the baby alive and they took it and turned it into a BB. And like I said, BBs don't age as long as they're in the pod. So he never met his baby and he didn't know that he had an existing child. So years later, he ends up unknowingly reuniting with his own child because in the new game, there's a character named Tomorrow who's played by Ellie Fanning.
Okay.
And Ellie Fanning, they find Ellie Fanning from this weird cocoon that's from the beach. And they crack it open and she's covered in tar and she's even got like strings attached to her and stuff. But she also anyways, there's a lot of other details that I could explain. My theory is not only is Lou his actual child unknowingly, but I think Lou at some point, because they said something about Lou dying in the trailer.
Uh-huh.
I think when Lou died, she got stuck in the beach. Coincidentally, whatever beach Higgs, Troy Baker's character, was on. They end up forming some kind of connection, or like he ends up raising her. And when she comes out, she ends up being Tomorrow.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's like a double theory. So not only do I think BB is Sam's actual child, unknowingly, but that she grows up to be Tomorrow.
Huh.
But I also think you need to play the game so that everything that I just said made sense.
I thought comic books were confusing.
This game's fucking confusing as shit.
Apparently.
Like, if you're not actually reading, like, some of the logs, like, you might not understand some of this stuff. But, and if anyone just sat through that or ends up sitting through that when I post this on Innerd, good on you. If you've played the game, you probably understood what I just said. But I think you should play Death Stranding.
Maybe.
Better, I think we should pick a weekend and we just grind out the whole 40-hour game. I think that sounds like a great idea.
We would have to do an all-nighter for that.
Okay. We'll start Friday night. We'll start on a Friday night.
Right after work.
And play it all
Both
the way.
exhausted.
Yep, and play it all the way up until Brandon beats the game.
My lord.
Yep, long ramble. But that was it. That was Summer Games Fest. We've been recording for 3 hours and live for 3.5 hours.
Holy cannoli.
If anyone stuck around this long or chimes in or watches the VOD or whatever, we appreciate you. I guess this will technically be an Innerd episode.
Kind of.
So
we do have an Innerd episode planned, by the way. Life's kind of just been kicking us in the ass.
We've just kind of not been so much in a podcasty mood lately.
Yeah.
But it's not like we've got... It's not like we're making money off of it or have enough followers to keep up.
The break was kind of nice because it kind of gave us an idea or a time to like focus on what it actually we want to do with the podcast instead of just talking about news.
Yeah.
Because that's not what it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be us just like talking about what's here and now.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be us talking about a mix of like activities and just having fun with nerd topics.
Yeah, we're trying to learn how to I don't know what it is, but for sometimes we can like have these conversations, or even now, like we can have this energy, but sometimes we like turn on the mics to record the podcast and then we just don't have energy.
I think the problem is that it feels forced, and we're trying to find a way for it to not feel forced.
Yeah.
We want to have fun on the podcast. We want there to be structure, but with some leniency. We don't want it to just be us talking all the time.
Yeah, so until we crack that code, it's just not going to be as frequent as it was before. I'd rather save energy and post less often than post regularly and have no energy at all.
Yeah, it's going to be once we figure out a structure, because it's going to be a lot of experimenting until then, but once we find that, then it will become more consistent and we'll start doing like seasons.
Yeah. And with that being said, I don't know yet. I might stream tomorrow. But we're going to see a movie tomorrow, so depending on when I get up and getting what I need to get done, we'll find out from there.
Yeah.
But Sunday for sure, I have a plan to stream. I don't know if I'm going to stream. Should we stream the showcase? Xbox is having their showcase on Sunday.
Oh. We'll talk about it.
If I don't stream that, I have a plan to stream something else. But if I do stream that, I will be streaming it live. So keep an eye out anywhere between 10 a.m., which is when the showcase is, or later. And I'll be streaming.
Yeah.
And that's more specifically June 8th, 2025, if you're watching this before then. I think that does it for today, though. We've been sitting here for a while.
Yeah. My butt hurts.
I want to play some Xbox or do something before it's Friday. We do something. But with that being said, I guess this is kind of an inner episode. So hopefully you were able to embrace your inner nerd. I've been your host, Aaron.
And I have been your host, Brandon.
And we will hopefully see you very soon.
Very, very soon.
Peace.
Peace.